This episode of Between Us Girls is sponsored by the audiobook edition of How to Date Men When You Hate Men by Blythe Roberson, read by the author. Listen to an excerpt of the audiobook now at bit.ly/How to Date Men audio. How to Date Men When You Hate Men is a comedy philosophy book about the highs and lows of dating men within the trappings of modern society. With sharp observational humor, Blythe Roberson discusses everything from collecting her crushes like ill cared for pets to the all too relatable question, was that date even a date in the first place? Listen to an excerpt and buy the audiobook now at bit.ly/How to Date Men audio. Now let's start the show.
You are now listening to Between Us Girls, the podcast, where we discuss life's fuckeries and then some over wine.
Hey, welcome to our show. This is Michelle.
And Danielle.
And this is
Between Us Girls.
And we are coming to you live from your daddy's house. And we are, as usual, live on our Facebook page for those who are watching it on my page or elsewhere as soon as I share it.
Oh, yeah.
So this week we do have a guest. But before we get into that, we're going to do, as usual, our positive and what we're sipping on.
So this week's motivation, it is belief and doubt cannot live in the same space. So basically, you need to believe in yourself. Either you're going to believe in yourself or you're going to doubt yourself. Like you can't, you got to pick a struggle, you know. Well, I wouldn't say struggle, but you got to pick one. I mean, because believing in yourself is not necessarily a struggle, but like
shit, some days
it's a struggle to believe in yourself. I guess
me,
so. Yeah.
Especially when you're. I mean, for us, like even with launching a new business, I was in the car for no reason. I was like, it ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
Like at random, you kind of get that self doubt. So
Right.
I mean, sometimes it is, but I think like you're right though.
I just think that we have to believe in ourselves and know that we are powerful beyond our imaginations. You know, we can do so much more than what we think that we can. And you have to believe that that is true. Like you have to know that, and you have to stand, like sit in it, marinate, bathe in it, whatever it is you need to do to believe in yourself. That's it. You gonna
That
cry?
was good, Danielle. That was good, and I think usually it's always good. The positive is always good, but I like what you said this week in regards to what you posted on Monday. So thanks for that.
Yeah, so like if you want to get these little gems every week, follow us on social media, and you can see it on Monday, and then you can hear me rant about it
Right on
Friday.
And then on Tuesday next, when you listen to the latest episode.
Right, exactly.
So what are we sipping on
So tonight, like Sharonda say,
tonight?
we are sipping on a Pinot Noir Rosé. It's a 2017 from Highway 12.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. And it is 13.5% alcohol.
Boy, better turn it up. All right.
Won't he do it?
Right? Okay, so Danielle, why don't you introduce our guest?
So yeah, we have a wonderful guest. She's so pretty and so lively.
She's kind of obsessed with you a little bit.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you.
She stands for I'm Just Angie.
I know, right? Just Angie up in here in the building tonight. She's very uber successful entrepreneur with multiple successful businesses under her belt.
Yes.
Amen. And she's worldwide.
Okay.
Hey, boo's hey.
We like the women that's out here getting it. Okay.
yes.
Riding around and getting it.
I'm riding around and I'm getting it. It's mine. I'll spend it.
Okay.
Yes.
So Before we get into anything,
Okay.
what is your sign so we can properly stereotype you?
Oh gosh, I am the best sign on planet Earth. April 5th, Aries.
Oh,
And April Aries are much different than March Aries. I'll put that out there.
thank you for being different.
April Aries are much better.
You know what? I'll say my son is an Aries.
Okay. April or
He's
March?
an asshole though.
Well,
He's
you know,
April.
Okay, yeah. And I have really big asshole tendencies to go with my big ass. And so, 'cause I think when I came in, you were like, your ass really is big.
I
Oh, that was
did.
you.
Because I mean, looking at you, I was like, you know what? You got a big booty. But then looking at you in person, I'm like, damn, she really got a big booty.
I was like, okay, that's how you really meet somebody. Like, damn, your booty really is big. I
I'm
was just
sorry.
like, okay, hey, what's your name?
Right. I can only be me.
That's right. That's right. Quick story, right quick. I stopped at the store because getting ready to go for our trip tomorrow, and it was a white lady in the store following behind me, recording my.
Are
booty.
you
Was she
serious?
really?
And I saw her, and I was like, nah. And then when I turned around, she tried to play it off, and then, like she was just looking at something, and then so I knew what I saw. I knew, and so then I waited, and I turned the corner, and then I came back around and caught her, and then I was like, why are you filming my ass? And then so this other black lady stopped because she wanted to know too. And
Right.
so,
That is
I was
so
saying,
rude.
sticking
it was
together.
Very, it was very rude. I think she just was probably like, oh my.
I would have been
God.
like super offended.
I
though,
was
like,
very offended.
Hell yeah.
I
like,
was.
because you
I
don't
was
record
very
people
offended.
in public. Like, I mean,
I was very offended. I was, and I was like, "This is called melanin, and that's how we are built." And,
Right.
I mean,
and
not
so-
all of us.
everybody ain't that blessed.
All right, everybody ain't able. Well, that's what I said to her. So she,
Yeah.
they say we all look alike anyway.
All right.
So. But anyway,
True.
she and then she came and she was like, "I'm so sorry." I said, "Get your hands
Ain't
off."
no
Okay,
apology,
don't
big.
even
Get
do
your hands
it.
off
Don't
me.
even do it.
Get your
Ain't no
hands off me,
apology.
please, and thank you. But
Because now you want to fight.
yeah.
You know, you should have handed her a business card and said, you like it? Check me.
Right,
Share it with
right.
your friends.
So it's just funny you said that because
Yeah.
you being a fellow sister, that was your first. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that's the same thing that happened to this white lady, but what she did,
She took it a
is
step further.
She took it and
Yeah.
started filming me.
That's
That's
too
so
much.
rude.
yeah. That was.
And then she wasn't even
Yeah.
trying to act like she wasn't. Bitch,
No,
hide behind
she
some
was.
shit.
She was trying to act like she wasn't because, of course, she waited until I passed her to do it. But when you're looking in the store, because I have my grocery list in the store a
Yeah.
lot, you're
Yeah,
looking.
that's what I do
You're
on my
not
phone.
looking.
Yeah.
And so, and then she, and I said, okay, but I knew what I saw, so I just kind of played, and I told you I bent the corner, and then I just waited for her, and then I act like I wasn't looking behind me, but I knew, and then turned around, and there she was again. And I was like, why are you filming my ass? And so, of
Right.
course, people that are pushing their baskets stopped, and
Okay.
so
Full
then
production at the
yeah,
store.
Yeah, I did. Not too bad, because I'm
Oh.
working on some things.
Okay.
I'm working on-
Progress. Right?
And
Yes.
so I didn't
Oh my
do what
God.
I normally would have done.
Yeah.
I was being very calm and subdued, but I did let her know that wasn't very nice. And then that's what made her do the
Yeah, but don't
proverbial
touch me.
Don't do
and that's
it.
what I
Because
said.
that's condescending.
Not, and then
It
now,
is.
but now you not only invaded my privacy, but now you're in my
In your
personal zone.
space.
You just
Yeah,
all in my,
yeah.
all in my space.
And
so.
to me, that seems like to do like that. Oh, I'm sorry. It says
It's-
I'm minimizing the feelings that you had in
Yes.
regards to what I did to
Yes.
disrespect you.
Yeah.
All the oatmeal flakes, all of them on the floor. Let it be me. I'm a Taurus, so I'm a little unstable at times.
My son is a Taurus, my baby boy, and that's my one who want to be bang bang, shoot him up.
Always.
Yes.
Understand.
spirit
Even though
just
he's
be-
not, he was
No.
like raised in Pearland. Like, boy, you not. And he loves to tell people he from the north. I'm like,
Right.
the north what? North side of Pearland?
Tomball.
Okay.
This is Tomball right here. But
shoot.
come
Let
to
her
me
tell
though.
it. Right.
On that note, but the thing is though, in Pearland, like if you be on one side of 518, it's gonna take you a minute. It's gonna take you a minute because I used to live right there in Southwind.
Okay, I know right where Southwind
the,
is.
the suffering. I'll be like, I don't even want to go to Target no more. I'm done.
Yeah.
So yeah, Pearland is tough.
See, I'm
but-
on that end by Target. I'm on that end by 288.
so you don't have to come through the light there. That is a miserable space.
It is. It really, really is.
But Pearland is nice though.
I like
And
it.
it is still growing too, so that's good.
It's growing by leaps and bounds. I like it.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about this trip that you guys are going to go on. Do we have a lot of things planned or?
Well, we do have some excursions planned. It's a sister girl trip.
my
It's
God.
4 of us. And so we're gonna do the camel thing. We're gonna do
You're going to
safari.
Dubai.
We're actually flying into Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to be there the first 2 days, and then we're going to go to Dubai for 2 days, and then we're going to come back to Abu Dhabi for the last day. Because we're actually going to be gone a week.
Yeah.
But you lose a day going and a
Yeah,
day coming
yeah.
back. And so it's a long flight. It's about a 14-hour flight. So
Wow.
Yeah.
But you know what? To go on that trip, I'll take that L to lose them days.
right,
You know, like that's
It's-
going to be an amazing experience.
It is. It's been a dream trip for a while, and then, yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm trying to stay excited because a lot of stuff going on and stuff. But
Yeah. So I want to talk about all of the different businesses that you have.
Oh,
So like let's I know.
We want to start at the beginning.
Yeah.
The very first
Yeah.
one I did, it was called KDQ Consulting, and I actually still have KDQ Consulting. And the KDQ is an acronym for my children, Kayla, Dre, and Kwani. So my first 3 businesses were KDQ Consulting, KDQ Property Group, and KDQ Financial Services. And so, and they all spawned one from another. The more successful I became, the next business I started. So the KDQ Consulting was just kind of what you just said earlier about consulting with different businesses and helping creatives create. And that's kind of what I did. I had learned a lot. Just I'm one of those people who have like a bunch of degrees.
Yeah.
But I never really used
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
I got a lot of them. And so I know a lot of different things. And so that was what the consulting was, to kind of just start sharing the knowledge. And so I used to do these web-based webinars.
Oh, how cute.
Right, I know it, baby. I used to make money.
I'm
And it was
sure.
$50 a pop for 2 hours, and I would just share with you what I knew and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And so when I made money doing that, then KDQ Property Group came along, because then that's when I learned how to flip houses.
Yeah.
I would wholesale houses, flip houses. At that time, it was a lot of the subprime meltdown happened. So it was a lot of the pre-foreclosures and stuff like that. So I got in real good with a few loss mitigators at like Chase, Wells Fargo, and things. And so I helped a lot of families, though, save their home.
Oh,
And that's
okay.
when I learned, like, oh my gosh, I really have a knack for this, and
Yeah.
I really like helping people. And so then KDQ Financial Services came next. And the financial services was just that. If they were behind on their mortgage or behind on their property taxes, and it was like maybe a couple $1,000s, I would loan them the money. Then I would charge like 8%. So it wasn't a whole bunch of interest I would get back. It was more or less helping them, because what I was learning was it was a lot of elderly African American people that were losing their homes, and a lot of single moms.
Yeah.
And I have a heart for single moms, because at certain points of time throughout my life, I raised my children as single
Yeah,
moms.
definitely.
I've been married a few times.
Okay, you better.
We need to go into that.
Right. So, and that's why I say at points in time, I raised them as a single mom. But other times I had a husband,
Yeah.
but I have a heart for single moms. And so that was kind of where that came from. And then my love of travel has always been there. So then I kind of started doing a travel business, and then everything just came about. I've always knew how to do taxes. My mom did kitchen table taxes.
Yeah.
And so she taught me when I was probably about 14 or 15. And so then I progressed into doing a little certification test with the IRS. And so I'm a IRS certified tax professional.
Okay.
And so, yeah, so I had the
Girl,
last.
you just got all this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
She does. But like you said, though, every time you realize, okay, I'm doing this, and you talk to people, you see, oh, there's a need for that too. I
Right.
know how to do that. Let me go on and do it.
And that's where the credit repair
Right.
came in.
I need you-
because when I was doing people's taxes, they was like, "Oh, come on, Miss Angela, give me back a big refund so I could get me a car." And I was like, "Well, why you gotta wait till you get your tax refund to get a car?" You know what I'm saying? And it's like, "Oh, because my credit is so messed up, I can't get a car without this money." You know, and so that's where that came from. And once again, I bought a course and I learned how to do it.
Yep.
And then I actually have a certification for that as well. And so, yeah, and it just all grew. And then the social media thing was probably about the only thing I didn't pursue.
I don't want to get into that just yet.
Okay.
But okay, so one of the things that I'm hearing when you mention all of these different businesses and seeing all of the different things that you could do is
All
that
her brain power.
one is the first thing that I was thinking, okay, she is like really smart. I mean, like to be
And
to one have
enterprising.
to have a hand in all of these different things. But then the second thing is like, and I don't even want to minimize it, but that was just my thought. But the fact that you saw an opportunity, you know, and you took advantage of the opportunity, and then you don't necessarily have to be super smart to be able to see that, but you do have to have a bit of wits about you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To say, okay, you know what? I see this opportunity. I'm gonna see this situation as an opportunity, and one for me to learn and grow, and also for me to give back to other people. And I think that the combination of that is probably why you have been successful.
Yeah.
I mean, piggybacking off of what you just said, it was one of my most unconventional businesses that I started, but I saw a need and I met it. It's called CCU, which stands for Convict Concierge Unlimited.
Yes, ma'am.
And so I do, I'm not doing it anymore currently, but for 2 years straight, I did like concierge services for federal inmates. And basically what that consisted of is if your uncle, because it was men, I did the men facilities, say was in there and he wanted to see you graduate from college. Well, you'll be like, okay, Unc, I'm gonna send you some pictures. I'm gonna write you. I'm gonna tell you all about it. But then you're gonna do
Right,
tomorrow, and
right.
so you just got a whole bunch of stuff going on,
Right.
And you just, you sipping on your wine, and life is out
Right.
there, and it's this stuff going on. And it's not that you don't care about Unc, but it's just it's a lot. It's time consuming.
Yeah.
So that's where I come in. It's easy though for you to text me over those pictures. It's not gonna take you nothing but a zip. So when you text them over to me, I send them to Walmart or Walgreens or
get 'em
CVS.
printed.
I print them out. I then send the information, whatever. Tell him I say, hey, I love him, whoopty whoopty woo. She said, yeah, she had some cute little tortoiseshell glasses on. I saw her, she looking real good and everything. Your niece okay? She all right.
Aw.
And so they would pay me because federal inmates can send MoneyGram out. And so that's how they would pay me. I also do their Facebook pages, their Instagram pages. So every morning, like you say, you do your motivationals on Mondays. I might have a gentleman that want me to be like, what's up, my peeps? I'm going to be hitting the block in 6 months. And so then you going to be like, what's up, Boogie? When you coming home? Sarah said, tell you what's up. And so I'm up here typing, you type this to him. And so then I send that to him. It's a thing called Core Links, which is an email system with the federal
yeah.
prisoners. And
did
so,
not know that.
again, you're not going to sit there and take time to core links with your uncle because you got too much other stuff going on. But I will. So basically, and then what I would do, I would cut and paste everything that was on the Facebook wall. I cut and paste it and put it inside of the core links and send it to him. And then what does he do? He respond back. So these people felt like they were talking to their uncle or their brother
You
or
know
their
what?
dad.
That's so interesting because like it's like you see those posts on Facebook and it'll be like, aren't they in jail? Like how they talking?
That's
you know what I mean?
right.
Like,
That's a
like,
lot.
are they-
Now, if they don't have a phone, a
Yeah.
hidden phone in there,
Yeah.
then that's me. That's
Okay.
me. Because I started doing it and it blew up so much and it blew up so fast. I got so overwhelmed that I started to show other people how to do it. At
Oh,
first, I had
wow.
my children helping me, but
Yeah.
once again, that's like anything else. They got their lives and they had things going on and
Right.
stuff. But that was a very lucrative business, and it's actually very, very lucrative. And I probably should crank it up right about now.
I'm sitting up
'cause-
here thinking like maybe I should do that.
Look, and then here's what else I would do. For instance, Valentine's Day is coming up. They would send me the MoneyGram, and then say, for instance, edible arrangements. I did a lot of edible
to work
arrangements
there.
for them. Did you? I used to do a lot of edible arrangements. So, and for each basket, I would send to grandma or mom or auntie or girlfriend or wife. In some cases, this one dude, he had about 4 or 5 women, and you know, I
yeah,
mean.
you ain't got that kind of time. You got 4 or 5 women.
Right. And you locked up, and you just holding
The
on to
delicious
all of them.
celebration, baby.
Right. But you know, in the federal penitentiary, they can have $99,999 on their books, and some of them do.
Wow.
Because you think about it, feds, they not as out here.
Right.
They feds, they white collar
Yes.
crimes. They
Yeah,
either
yeah.
you know, they're doing espionage,
Okay.
they doing big credit card fraud,
Laundering, all
they doing
kinds
money
of
laundering,
stuff.
they doing, and they got money.
Oh, yeah.
They got money. Big Meech was one of my clients.
Girl.
Oh, wow, really?
Are you gonna
Shout
write?
out to Big Meech.
I feel like you need to write a life expose.
Okay.
Well, you know what? That's coming up.
Really? Oh, okay.
Get with me if you
That's
need
coming up.
some help. get some direction. I
Okay,
can have, we can
that's
sit down and
coming
we
up.
can brainstorm, baby.
I just had a really good conversation with a lady, and in the next 6 months, I'm going to try to have my book done, because the goal that she has for me and what she said she saw for me, and which I can see it for me as well, is 1 year, the Black Women Expo. Over in Chicago, and they did in Chicago and Atlanta, and they added Dallas last year. That I'll have a booth there, and I'll be selling my book.
Well,
be
let me
nice.
know if you want me to come with.
Okay, well, I will do it.
Or us.
Right, right.
So, okay, so considering like all of these different businesses and entities that you've had, like I guess I'll give a little backstory. Like, I was having a conversation with one of my friends the other day, and she has her own business. Shut up. And she was just talking about how many problems she have with her Black clients.
Okay.
Yeah, she was just like, they have this expectation that, we cool, so you need to give me the homie discount or whatever. And she said she finds that they tend to be the most problematic for her. So I just want to know if that was also have that been your experience as well.
Honestly, I could say that's twofold. Yes and no. For the most part, no, though, because of the type of businesses that I did, it really wasn't any room to do that. When I do your taxes, you're going to know upfront what your fee is. That's period. When I prepare your credit, this is what it is. I mean, and if you want
Right.
it done, this is what it is. Now, in some cases, of course, I can make concessions. And if I want to charge my average customer $500, but I want to charge you $350, then that's up to my discretion.
Right.
Right.
And it's not going to be because you expecting a discount or you want the homegirl discount. It's just because I feel like that's what I want to do, because
Right.
I have a good benevolent heart. Like
Right. Right.
But,
But don't ask me.
right.
But don't- yeah.
Right, because you pay the white man and
Right.
the white woman, you pay them.
Yes,
You pay
yes.
them, how they say, pay me what I weigh. And so
Right.
Exactly.
I just kind of want my money. And
Yeah.
I'm real, as much as I give, I'm also very a studious money manager.
Yeah.
I've been that way as a child. Like when we
Well,
would
your
get
mom
our,
did taxes at the table. Come on now.
right, yeah, and when we would get our allowance, and say if it was $5, I'd put up 4 of it and just have $1. Whereas my sister and brother spent their whole
Spent the whole
5
thing.
and then was trying to borrow from me.
So how many businesses do they have?
0.
Thank you. That's what I thought.
They're not entrepreneurs, and it's funny because I came from a working class family, and everybody still works to this day, except for my mom, and dad. Of course, they're older now, but they did up until retirement age. They did up until they both retired, and they took early retirement at like 62 and 65 or something, which
Yeah.
to me that's not early at all. But no, I have worked for myself. It'll be 15 years this May. I have not punched the clock for anyone else.
Oh, wow.
And I
Man.
have sustained myself and my children and gave us a really good life. But you know what? I do have to throw in God right here, and I'm not gonna get super religious because I can't tell you the last time I went to church. One finger up when you tip out and have to use the bathroom.
You can be
And
spiritual, girl.
yeah,
Get
but-
with it.
No, but I have to give God all the praise and all the glory for that, because
Yeah.
it was Him who gave me the skills, gave me the mindset, to do the things that I've done. And I'm very thankful, because coming where I come from and some of the things I've been through, I would have never thought, like, I'm going to Abu Dhabi and Dubai tomorrow.
Right.
And I've been, oh my God, several fabulous other places. And I'm thinking Tahiti for my birthday in April.
Girl, shut up.
So, yeah.
You going to?
Yeah. Our birthdays are like 4 days apart.
You're in Aries also?
Yeah.
And so.
All right, Rams.
That's right. And so, yeah. And it's just nice to kind of just wake up and be like, you know what? I worked and I put in the work, and I can go where I want to go, and I can do what I want to do.
You know,
And
also-
by no means am I where I want to be financially.
Right.
Right.
But I'm comfortable enough that if I want to jack off a couple dollars, I can, and my lights is still gonna be on.
Right. So, but I was gonna say this, and honestly, don't ever downplay your success, because to say you haven't worked for anyone else for 15 years, that is huge.
Yeah, that is.
Thank you.
And I will say this: today, I was talking to a guy I know. He's an electrician, and he was like, "So, are you gonna help me?" And I was like, "Well, if you want to consult, I can send you an invoice." And he was like, "Well, I have a plan." I said, "Well, your plan doesn't include what you're asking me to help you with. So obviously you don't." And I said, "You need to understand, what you're doing is not going to work if you're doing it just for the money. If you're not doing it because you want to provide a service to these people, because they can get that anywhere. If I want to call an electrician, I can call anybody in the phone book.
That's true.
You know what I mean? If you're not doing it from a place of, I want to provide this service for people, like you said, everything you did started out as, I want to help this person.
I did.
You know what I mean?
And
That's
do.
really important for people who are starting businesses, because a lot of people go, oh, well, I could make money or I could do this.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do both, but if you're not doing it from a place of love, it's going to be
you have
harder.
to have something to offer. It has to be
Right.
a value added service.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's exactly what I told him. And then he said,
Yeah.
well, what does the $25 get me? I said, you know what? Don't even worry about it. I said, if you're serious about it, oh, it's trying to come back on. It's okay, honey. Don't worry about it. They'll just watch that. They'll just listen to the episode since they didn't get to finish watching it.
Okay, so then I mean I don't have to suck in no more.
Yeah. Let it out, girl.
Just playing.
However you want to be
I'm
comfortable.
just playing.
I was going to say I thought I had an extra rubber band. I don't. I forgot y'all going somewhere. Never mind.
Okay, so like, you know, you got the face, you got the body, you got the brains.
Wow, thank
Danielle's
you.
trying to go with you, basically.
We gonna go together after
She's
this.
like, are you a little bit gay? Because I might be for you.
That is so funny. Y'all are hilarious.
Thank you.
So okay, so like when you are doing business with people, do you find that they have like a lower expectation of your capabilities?
Pause.
Because
that just really reminded me of that Mad TV skit that used to be like, lowered expectations. You know
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That's so funny. So funny.
Yeah, because like, you know, if a woman is pretty and smart, there's this notion that she has to be a bitch. Like you are, or that you can't have both. You can't be like, if you're pretty, people expect you to be dumb. And if you're pretty and you're smart, oh, she's a bitch.
Right.
Yeah, a snob or whatever. She's a bitch. Like something
Oh,
is
she
something
thinks
is
she's this or that.
She thinks she's all of this and that. So I mean, I'm just wondering, like,
She
have
want
you
me to pay her for her service, bitch? You don't
Right.
think-
have you encountered anybody when you're doing business where they think that, okay, well, she can't perform because she's looking at you, think that, you know, they think a certain way of you off top?
I haven't had that honestly in any of the business that I've started or created. I get that more with the social media.
Yeah.
And like you said, we haven't dove into that yet. But that's where my turning point, my relaunch is coming this year, as far as steering away from certain images and the things that I put out there to begin to show that I actually have a brain inside my
Yeah.
head. And my brain is actually bigger than my ass. It's,
Okay.
It really,
First of all,
really
that's
is.
got to be on swole.
It really is.
You filthy bitch.
It really is.
I mean, let's be
And
real.
So I'm excited though. I'm excited for my fan base, my followers to know, like, because I'm one of the other things that I do, what I haven't mentioned, is I day trade the S&P 500.
Girl, you better be
E-mini.
quiet.
And so I want to teach, but you know what? I want to teach us. I don't want to just say Black women, but because I love white women too, kind of, sort of.
I mean, let's just keep
But
it real.
I want to teach us, because we don't know that. Just like when I started doing the real estate thing back in 2006, when I started it, it was predominantly white boys doing it, and they
for
had
sure.
Houston on lock, and they used to hate to see me come, and not in a bad way, because they knew I was gonna scoop them, meaning that, okay, because once again we were talking about the business of itself. I'm dealing with people that are pre-foreclosure, you know, the subprime meltdown came. That's when they was putting people in all them subprime loans.
Yeah.
You worked
Yeah.
at McDonald's, was living in a $325,000 house because you could do stated income.
Yeah.
Yeah, I make $200,000 a year. But really, but you know, this person came in here with this McDonald's uniform on, and they might make $22,000
And you set
a
them
year.
up for failure.
Right,
really.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then that's when they gave them those ARMs, adjustable rate
Yeah.
mortgages. So your mortgages started off at $800 a month for the first year, and then the second
it
year it went up to
ballooned.
$1,050,
Yes.
and then by the third year your mortgage was $1,700, and you're
can't
like, what
afford
the
that.
hell?
And you still work at McDonald's.
And you still working at McDonald's. And so it was just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
And so
Yes.
what was happening was people were losing their houses left and right, left and right. But then came me, a person who came, and then we all worked off lists, because it's public knowledge if your house is getting ready to go into foreclosure. And so
Yeah.
the white boys would come in and just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna give you $100,000 for this, or I'll make you an offer, da da da. Me, I'll come in and be like, hi. First thing I would do is take note of your pictures and things on your wall. and then these are sentimental. Oh, who's that? You know, that's my grandson. Because remember, I told you I was dealing with elderly people and single moms. Those were who were hit the most.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I'll sit and I'll listen. I'll listen about their grandson. I'll listen about how they've had this house for the last 32 years. And I'm thinking, and it's not paid off, but that's because with that arm or with this and that, they refinance.
Yeah.
They just got them into, like you said, the balloon. One of you ladies just said
Yeah.
about the balloon payment. It was just a
Yeah.
mess.
Yeah.
And so that's how I won, because I actually listened and I cared, you know. And my letter would just basically, when I would send the letter out, how I would get the appointments with them. Hi, my name is Angie, and although you don't know me, I know your struggle.
Yeah.
You know, I've been there.
Right.
Let me help you. I would love to set up a time to go over your options, what you have available. I know what these people are trying to do to you, but don't wait till the last day. Your house
Right.
is scheduled to be sold next Tuesday. Or 2 weeks from Tuesday. It was every Tuesday, the first Tuesday of the
Yeah.
month. You know, it's a foreclosure auction. And so don't be scared and not do anything. And please don't let embarrassment keep you from picking up the phone. And then I had this cute little picture with me, and I had this little cap on. It was a cap, and then at that time I used to have really nice vehicles because I was making a lot of money. But I wouldn't drive my nice vehicles over there, because why would I do that? And
When
you're
you're going through,
struggling.
yeah.
To the, you know,
And you're
So
struggling.
does it make
and
you relatable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I would go
That's the
over
thing.
there, in my, my regular little car and everything, and this,
You know, that's one thing that people, another thing about business
Yeah.
is that people don't realize that people work with you because they like you.
Yep.
Because they
Yes.
can get the service from anybody.
That's
you
true.
know what I mean? And if you don't build that relationship, now I was selling the shit out of that shake mix. I was trying, okay? And one of the things that they said always was, it's about the relationship. You know,
Yes.
it's not about how you go in and say, hey, I can save you this much money.
No.
Can you get out my inbox?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Because if you come
Care.
at somebody on some money stuff off top, then they don't want to hear it,
They're gonna
because
put up your defense.
yeah, because it's like you don't know me. You like
you
you
just met me. You won't let me.
I know, right?
Sorry.
Exactly that. You know, and you're trying to just get in my pockets, and you're just another vulture in their eyes. You know what I mean? So
A stranger
a stranger
up
vulture.
in here
Yeah.
pressing on me.
And then you know how my business grew after that? Of course, referrals.
Word
Yes.
of
Word
mouth.
of mouth. That was it. I didn't
Yeah.
have to advertise, because one of the things we do know, typically you hang around people, or people know people that's in their similar
Yes.
situation.
Yes.
So you're in over your head, and you're in pre-foreclosure, and chances are you, your sister, your cousin, your coworker, your mama, your
They
daddy,
all got that,
somebody you know
is in the
in
same
your inner
situation.
circle.
They got the
And-
same loan.
Yep.
Y'all
Yep.
all working at the fast
Yeah.
food strip.
Yeah.
McDonald's, Whataburger. They're all working at they gave me this.
And they would refer to me,
Right.
and the next thing you know, I had more business than I could handle. And then that time I had employees. That was a business where I actually had to hire people
Yeah.
to help. And
That
I
was
would
the
have
property?
them. I would have them. Yep.
Oh, wait. That was financial.
That was the property side. The
Okay.
financials came later,
Okay.
because I made so much money doing that. But then this is what I always did too, and that the families appreciate it. As they say, I always left meat on the bone. I always left food on the table for them. If the max I could get from a deal, say, was $20,000, I wouldn't take the max. I'd take 14.
Right.
I'd take 14,000 and then give you 6. You know why? Because either that's going to help you now that we got your house saved and in here. Now you're going to be able to reestablish yourself, refinance. In some cases, some of them said, you know what, I can't do this. I want to move. That money helps you move. And then
Yes.
I always bought them like Kroger gift cards, because everybody need groceries. I
you're
buy 'em a
saying,
fruit
it makes me
basket.
warm
No,
inside.
but it's true, because they were people.
It's the little extras or whatever that you do,
And
it goes a long way. Yeah.
at that time I was coming off a very difficult time in my life, and so I and I don't know if we'll delve into that tonight or not, but it might be for part 2.
You can always come back.
Right, that'd be for part 2.
We over
'Cause
here
y'all
every
might not be
Friday.
ready for that. Y'all might not be ready for that, but part 2, and saying what compelled me to start my first business, because I
You
had
know,
a very
I was going
compelling
to
reason.
ask you that. Okay, but we can come back for that
Okay.
one.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's kind of a long thing too, and then that's going to go down a whole different path, because then y'all gonna have lots of questions on that.
We got open all March, pretty much all March.
Yeah.
And then March is a good month for me too. I'll
Come
be
swing
kinda
through.
slowing down. So yeah.
You
So-
know our address.
I know, right? So tell us how you became IG famous.
Oh gosh, you know what? That's still so funny to me. Famous. Because I don't feel like that. I'm just regular old Just
Angie.
That's where the Just come from. When I first started making money, they still had MySpace. And by the way, shout out to MySpace. I
Tom.
love MySpace. Tom was, and he was
always
always
your
your
number
top friend. Yes. And Tom was the boy. He had that one little picture.
With the whiteboard.
White t-shirt.
He's like, I'm still in school.
I like Tom, but yeah. And so,
I wonder what happened to him.
you know, he probably on Facebook.
Probably.
He got pushed.
He probably works for
He got
Zuckerberg.
pushed over there too. Poor Tom. But anyway, yeah. And so I was on MySpace, and I loved it. I really, really loved it. And my kids helped me set up my. And remember, you can put your music.
Yes.
And I used to have Mary J. Blige everything all over my MySpace. And
The glitter graphic.
Okay, I was
with
just
pink,
thinking
MILF all the time.
pink glitter. Oh my God, mine was the bomb. Let me tell you, I had the best MySpace
best.
page ever. And so then this thing, Facebook came. And so it pushed everybody over there. Well, when I went over there and I'm traveling, I'm taking trips and stuff. At this time, I took my children out of school, had hired a nanny and a tutor, and we traveled and we went to London and Italy and took them to Paris.
So you was riding around and getting with your au pair.
right. This from the hood. This little black girl from the hood. Right.
Okay.
That's what God did
That
for
is
me.
amazing.
That's what he did
That
for
is
me.
amazing.
And
I just
so-
got warm again. Angie.
Right. This one they was much younger. But anyway, so I'm saying all of that to say, so Facebook now, you post pictures and you tell your life. And so that's what I was doing. But you know, Facebook also puts you in touch with people you hadn't seen in years.
Yes.
And so people was like, oh my God, Angie, you this, you that. And you know, and it was good stuff. And then I was like, no, I'm just Angie. I'm still just regular old Angie. So that's where the just came from. And then it kind of just stuck. Like, I'm not trying to be anything or anybody that I'm not. I'm just Angie. That's it.
Yeah.
And so whether I had $5 in my pocket or 500,000, you wouldn't know the difference because I just kind of stay the same. Now I might have on better shoes.
Okay.
But,
So with a little bit more support,
you know, but other than that,
you're still just Angie.
I'm just Angie. That's it. And I'm just gonna always just be me. That's the one thing I like most about me because there's certain things I can't stand about myself. Like I get on my own nerves.
Really?
every day.
Okay.
Yeah, because my bad attitude, and sometimes I get
Let's
on.
touch and agree, sis.
Yeah, I get on my own nerves sometimes, but I'm working on that. That's what I was saying with the little lady, because I probably would have like threw her down on the ground. In
That
this
is so
grocery store.
disrespectful.
And so, or at minimum, slapped her phone out.
It
her
was the
hand.
grocery store, or was it like a Walmart?
No, it was in
type of-
Kroger's.
Oh.
It was inside of Kroger's. And so, but anyway,
I can imagine.
that's where all of that came from. But the social media famous, as you said, because I just really still don't look at it like that. But I was getting ready to turn 47.
You don't even look 43 in the face. So.
Well, thank you so much. But I was getting ready to have that birthday. Well, I actually was on that birthday trip, and I was standing on the beach, and then it was just a picture, and I had on a two-piece, and I was very much skinnier than I am now. But I said, this is what 47 look like, beaches. And I posted it on Facebook, and someone stole it. And to this day, I still don't know.
You don't know
'Cause
who?
now looking at it, it wasn't even that cute of a picture. Because I think I'm just so much more popping now. But anyway,
You're like,
She's like,
sis,
bitch, I'm
no.
in it.
After you saw the picture, you're like, oh.
I was like super skinny, and it was just like, oh gosh. But that picture got posted on Instagram, and I had like, I can't remember, but it was less than. Definitely less than 1,200 followers. I might have had 1,197 or something. It was like
We're right about there.
it was like right under 1,200 followers, and everybody I was following and that was following me, I knew them from the military because I'm also an Army veteran.
Good Lord, what don't you do?
And so either I knew him from the Army or I knew him from one of those mini colleges where I got one of those 1 degrees. I knew him from college, the military. I knew him from somewhere like that. And so next thing you know, I wake up, I have like 8,000 followers, and I'm like, 8,000?
That is
People come from?
crazy.
And then by the end of that night, it was like 12,000. I'm like, oh my gosh. And it just kind of grew and grew and grew.
You know, that, and not to interrupt you, but that just reminds me of what I was just talking to Danielle about. And now I think this is a fluke Facebook thing. Last week, one day, I had like 100 requests. And I was like, that's weird. In like 2 days, I added, and I was trying to do an experiment to see what would happen if I add all these people. It was like almost 4,000. So I was like, this is really weird, but they were like African guys. So maybe somebody in Africa shared some of our stuff or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Because it's really weird to me. Like, you'll see somebody put on that video their phone number.
Or either somebody got your picture and they saying pay $2 and they gonna see your JJ, and then it really don't be your JJ, because it's a bunch of pages like that for me.
you.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was telling her, I just got an inbox that
And they
said,
read from Africa. She's convinced it's a foreign country somewhere that started doing this.
No, it's probably that white guy. Remember that white guy, that was accused of sending out
Nigerian
the
thing?
Nigerian scam. You remember that?
What you won the lottery? That one? Remember
the one where it's like, please send, or oh, wait, this is my favorite.
act like a relative.
No, it's like sending like this money to this account so I can
Right.
send it to you or something.
Yeah, or you won the lottery. The various.
Yes.
Because a lot
Or
of
it's
times,
one, I used to get the one all the time that, hello, my dearest. My husband has died and left me a ton of money, but you need to pretend to be his sister.
Right.
Oh,
I'm just like,
Lord.
what?
and then you're like, here go all
But
my
you need
information.
to send. You need to send me the stuff first, and then I'm gonna send it back to you. It's like what? What
I'm
kind
like,
of world
I
we
need
live
my
in?
cash in my hand before you fuck my
Okay.
credit up. Anything I gotta fix, I'm gonna need my money first.
Right.
Yeah.
My sister did it a long time ago, and they actually did send $600 to her account, but the bank gave her the $600, but like 2 days later, the bank closed her bank account down.
Oh wow.
You did it too? Oh God.
I may have known that it was not real. I went to I'm not gonna say the bank. I went to the banks, but when I got them fake postal money orders, I was like, we need to eat. I went right up there to that bank, and I was like,
And they cashed
they're
them?
like $900.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like,
The one for my
"Ma'am."
sister was $600.
Yeah.
You know this lady at my job
And
that
then they
I
closed your account?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sexy.
This lady I used to
Okay,
work
I only
with.
have one bank I can bank with.
You can.
Because all you gotta do is keep on playing like, I didn't know. I was the victim.
Yeah.
That's what
yeah.
my sister did. That's what she did. Yeah.
No,
Niggas
this
go nig, but whatever. You know what I'm
this
saying?
lady I
You
work
live
with,
life.
she fell for it. Like this guy was like telling her. First of all, I guess let me start over. She met the guy on what's the dating site? Not Match, but
eHarmony.
eHarmony. She met the dude on eHarmony, and
already.
and she kind of looks like the granny from Tweety Bird.
Yes.
Yeah,
so I remember you telling us this story.
With the white hair, the
Yes,
glasses.
yeah, and the little bun. Or whatever. Yeah, she kind of looked like her without the bun, but she so she met this guy on there, and he started telling her like the sob story about his kid, and he was trying to get here and all of this stuff, and she started sending him money. Oh, and I was just like, why are you sending him money? Like it doesn't even make any sense.
Didn't they have some kind of romantic relationship? She thought.
She
via
thought
text?
the whole
email or whatever.
Yes, the whole relationship. Well, oh no, my bad. It was on Match because she got turned down from eHarmony. I was just like,
Go to bed. Go to bed right now. Don't wake up again.
I was like, who turned you? What's eHarmony?
Wait, what is the
And
criteria?
eHarmony, the man got white hair. Remember the eHarmony man?
What if she got that granny from Tweety Bird? But that's
I was
right,
like,
ma'am.
what did you put in? Well, they was like, no, son.
Right. No, thank you.
We ain't gonna be able to do it.
Wow.
Ain't nobody to match with you.
Wow.
So so considering you're IG famous, and the nature of all this stuff that's going on, what is like the craziest request that a guy has asked of you? Because I know that inbox has to be loaded.
Popping.
Yes.
Probably, I get a lot of, can I buy your Warren panties?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I did
They
that.
did-
I almost sold my
This stupid ass bitch. She was on Craigslist for like a while, and she was like, Michelle, I'm scared though to actually give them the panties. And I was like,
But
man,
should I?
Yeah. She was like, he want to buy them.
Somebody asked you?
Oh
she
yeah,
got white
I
hats.
had made a post on on Craigslist, and I had put some they were like panties from, I was like in Target, and I took pictures of panties on the shelf.
And so
in
you were
Target.
being silly.
I was being silly.
And they-
And people was like, so like, how much
And how long can you wear them for?
How,
Because
yeah,
I
how
need it
long
to
can
be
you wear them
super
for?
filthy.
And then they were like, can you go and have sex
Yeah,
with
and
your
then
boyfriend
put 'em on.
And then I was
Because
just
they want the drippings. They
I
want.
was like,
I feel like I need to confess something to you all. I feel like
show notes.
right. Somebody I was with when we first started being intimate, before we even made love, head, any of that, he was like, I guess he smelled it, and he was like, "Can I have your panties?" And he straight took them home. I may or may not have given him a backup pair later.
Right. Well,
Oh my God.
I don't think that's.
Did he
I don't
bury
think-
it?
Like it.
I don't think that's bad. I
But
don't.
see, that's the same desire for that.
It's
that
weird.
leads them to go buy random dolls.
But see, that's where I digress a little bit, because now you just said the key word, random.
Yeah.
Because you don't know. This man was intimate with you. He was able to get your pheromones and have your scent, and obviously it was pleasing to him enough that he wanted your panties. Because I think on the flip side, had it been an opposite type of experience, because I have talked to men where they said when sister girl pulled her stuff down, and it was just like, oh, you know what?
I'm ready to go.
I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you. Like,
Right.
and then I would always ask the question, like, how can a woman not know that you just not right down there? Because if he smell you, then you smell
You smell you first.
And I shouldn't have to come. I should not come in the bathroom behind you and smell
smell you.
anything. That's
Yeah.
just
I
not,
mean, everybody has a
something's wrong.
natural scent, but if it's offensive, that's
offensive.
right. Because the thing is that even if I can smell, let's say I'm on my period or I'm ovulating, of course I know I'm like, oh, that's slightly pungent. You know, it's not, but it's not offensive. You know what I'm saying?
This is slightly pungent.
It is. But if the person comes behind me, they're not going to smell that. You know, it's going to smell like regular bitch in the restroom.
Right. It won't be pungent, slightly pungent to
Okay,
anyone else.
I'd be more offended by the smell of people's urine. I'm like, if you don't go drink some water right now.
You know what?
Right.
Should
Okay,
we-
so we off topic, right?
Always.
Right. I'm sorry.
Always.
Because we started talking about. Oh no, it's still kind of technically topic, because you asked me
Yes.
what's the strangest request.
Yeah.
That one, and then I also get a lot. They want to see me having sex, and I said, well, that would be
Really?
considered porn.
Porn.
And I'm not a porn star, nor do I have porn out there.
See,
You know,
that
and
goes
so-
back to the earlier when she said, people look at you and say, oh, well, you're sexy. You must be for fucking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty
yes.
much. That goes to your
Yes.
question when you said, have I ever been, like maybe talked down to in business as it related to that? And no, in none of my businesses have I ever. And that's because, I mean, if I'm helping you with something, and that means I'm knowledgeable in that. I'm not just gonna go smoke up your ass and act like I can fix your credit or act like I can do this. I really know what I'm doing. And I think when you talk to me, and then I can show you and I can tell you things that you don't know.
Right.
And so then that's probably like your confidence booster to say, oh yeah, she really know her shit. She knows what she's talking about. On Instagram, I don't, other than my hey boo hey, and then I'll talk, but some of the times I'm talking about either like a trip that's coming up or, something like that. So they don't get a chance. That's where the turn is coming, the transition, the relaunch, because I want to grow my female fan base, and I want to start sharing some of this knowledge that I have, because I'm really living my best life. But the thing of it is, because I know how good life is, I know this is my best life right now today,
It could be
because
even
my
better
best
if
life
tomorrow-
is not here yet. That's the real me.
So this is your original page?
Let's make sure. Yeah.
Okay.
That's me. And I have to say that because it's so many fake ones, and they use my name, but they'll put I'm just Angie with an extra E on the end or an extra I, and they use my same picture, and then it throws me off, because hell,
That's so
sometimes I'll be
crazy.
like, oh my gosh, that's
Let me find out I done got. Oh, that's not me. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I had. This is personal though. My baby daddy, many years ago, he had a crazy girlfriend, and she went and stole my pictures from Facebook, and started adding all my friends. And the name of the page was Headhunter. And yes, I do like to suck dick, but bitch, I'm offended. I was offended.
And she put headhunter.
That is so crazy.
My friends were like, hey, is this you? And I was like, yeah, that's me, but that ain't me.
Me, right.
Right. That's not my
And let me tell you what it
page.
was behind. I filed taxes and carried my kid that I took care of. Oh, that bitch was upset. But you know why? Because she carried my kid too.
Oh my God.
So you gonna make a whole fake, but you trying to stalk me, and you harassing me on the internet, on on MySpace of all places.
Right. There go
Ma'am.
MySpace again.
Ma'am. And then I think her thing was like glittery. I'm like, see, that ain't even no shit I would do.
Right.
But anyway, we're just like adding that antidote. Sorry,
Right. Well, it is. It's. I don't even understand how people have the time or why, because there's so many other beautiful women out here who just popping, who really got it going on, and why y'all want to steal my pictures and make
Girl,
fake
because
pages
look at
about
you
me?
in this pool right here. You better.
You know.
And your legs are strong. You know what I'm saying? No, ain't nothing. And like, not to say anything about women with loose bodies, but your legs are strong. You know what I mean? Can you imagine being a man who likes thick women and be like, damn, and she's strong too? So that means you're gonna be able to squeeze his ears.
I don't even know how to.
Squeeze them. I'm a good ear squeezer.
I don't even.
Now,
Yeah.
the other thing you said, I'm not so good at that. I'm not skilled in that area, but I can squeeze a good pair of ears with my thighs like a nutcracker.
Your legs are strong, girl.
Yes, they are.
And I think that's why probably so many people are like, and I think for us too, we were like, she's so fit, but so fit.
But and you know what? And I want to be fit because 30 pounds, just right now, 30 pounds. If you go to my very, very first picture that's on the page, it was my birthday 2 years ago. And that's
Ma'am.
the
She's like,
I'm about
baby,
to blow.
that was when we were just in Cabo. We
Oh, that's the one I think.
how
that
did you
we-
like Cabo? I don't really like Cabo. I mean, I've been a couple
we
times.
went to Cancun. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I said Cabo.
She a travelista. I didn't.
Right.
I don't know.
I went to
I
Cabo maybe 3 months before that with my ex, but yeah. And so
It's
yeah,
such a
we
small-
went to Cancun though. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? When I was looking at your IG the other day when we were talking about, what we're going to talk about, and I just was like, look at this military picture. You just look so cute. Just
Y'all
so
so
cute.
sweet. Y'all, I'm gonna just say this out here right quick because this to me needs to be known, and it's one of the things I appreciate most about TJ is women who can give other women compliments. That is rare sometimes.
Once again, this episode of Between Us Girls has been sponsored by the audiobook edition of How to Date Men When You Hate Men by Blythe Roberson, read by the author. How to Date Men When You Hate Men is a one-stop shop for dating advice when you love men but don't like them. Listen to an excerpt and buy the audiobook now at bit.ly/howtodate-men-audio.
Thank you for joining us on Between Us Girls. But don't keep it a secret. Listen and share with everyone you know. See you next week.